Hey guys, it's Tanya with Chattanooga Property Shop with Keller Williams Realty. Welcome to our local business spotlight. I am here in the stunning gallery of Area 61 Gallery with Keeli Crewe, who is the owner and also curator, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or I'd say gallery director.
Gallery director, as corrected. So we're here in downtown Chattanooga, and I love this space. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I could spend hours here. It's stunning.
Thank you. The building's awesome too. 1924 building.
Yes. Yeah, and it's right next to the Tivoli, so it's just an amazing exterior, interior, everything. So can you tell me a little bit about how your gallery got started and how you ended up here in the downtown area?
Yeah. So our gallery started with two friends and woodworkers that changed careers in their life, and they started building furniture. And over the year, one of our partners, Red Montgomery, used to sell his signature fishing chairs at the Chattanooga market, and he realized that his kids were going to grow up without him if he took every single day of work. So he was looking for a space to open, and my husband was looking for a space because in their workshops, people kind of got overwhelmed by the wood and the sawdust and everything like that. So they needed a place
completely.
They needed a place to consult with clients. They were wanting some custom furniture. So we started looking in 2008 for a location and started out on the south side, and it was at Area 61 East Main Street, which is why the name is Area 61. Never change. Here's a business tip: never name your business after your street address, because you'll probably move or you'll sell your property.
Yes, that makes sense.
But we had 10 years of brand equity in the name Area 61.
Wow.
So we kept the name, and outside our gallery, since we represent local artists only, our signage out front is more about a local artist gallery and our name Area 61 is kind of in the background.
I love it. I love it. So now that you've moved downtown, do you feel like you see a lot of local people or people from out of town? Like, who comes to visit your store?
So I tell a lot of people, it's like, since we represent local artists, and when I was in the corporate world, I loved to collect art when I traveled. So I always collected pieces when I traveled, and I realized when we were on the south side in Chattanooga that many of the people that were coming into the space were people from out of town and were just thrilled to find all this local art. And that was something I know. So 80% of our sales have always been to people from out of town.
Oh, wow.
And that made sense to me. So when we decided that we were going to move from the south side, we chose right in the middle of the downtown area in the convention district intentionally.
Okay.
So that we would people would just be walking outside their hotels after work and after meetings and just stumble upon us.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have to do a lot of advertising as to where we were at that point. But also over the years too, I mean, we've had people that moved to Chattanooga, as you know, being in it, right? And so we have wonderful clients that have been here in Chattanooga. They've been collectors all their lives. People that have moved to Chattanooga that found us and love us to come to our local events.
Oh, I bet.
And then we have that larger mix of people that travel from out of town and come back to see us regularly, which is exciting to me and shocking to me sometimes. That anytime they come back through Chattanooga, they stop by to see what's new.
Well, it's a great space. I can completely understand. How many artists do you represent right now?
Right now we have 21 local artists, and they're in and that's, if you take a look around, the way our artists are selected. When I have space, I have a waiting list of local artists because there's so many wonderful local artists that just need a place to show and sell their work. But whenever I find that I'm having a little extra space and maybe our artists aren't producing as quickly, then I'll go through the list and find somebody's work that doesn't directly compete with somebody else's. Because art is very personal, and so that people coming in, whether they live here or not, I want something to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
So I like everything in here because I have very broad taste.
Yeah, but, everything is very different. I was just thinking, nothing looks like, oh, that's just the same as something else.
Right.
It's very different.
I don't have a background in art history, although I took it and I loved it and I love to collect.
Yes.
But that's the one thing that I did is just like, what are your skills? What do you like doing now? Some of my artists started out in one thing. Like one of my artists started out in pottery years ago, and now he does sculpting. Another artist does oil painting now, and she started out in pottery. So, creative people don't stay stagnant.
No, they don't.
So, that was the other thing, is when people are like, you don't have anything like mine in here. Well, everybody in here does more than one thing. It's whatever they're creating.
And also,
at the time.
you don't want anything like somebody else's.
Yes.
It makes a difference.
True.
Well, do you have any special events coming up or that you host regularly?
We do. This is where our locals come in. We and several other of the galleries in Chattanooga on the first Friday of each month. Today is first Friday, June.
Yay.
So on the first
Perfect
Friday,
timing.
the first Friday of each month from 6 to 8, we have an open house, and since our artists are local, most of them are here, so you have a chance to mix and mingle with them and meet
that's
them.
really great.
And then we also have the back section of our gallery set aside as what we call the featured artist space. So when any of my artists tell me that they're working on a new body of work, I ask them, let's plan a 2-month period for you to be the featured artist. So right now our featured artist is Cindy Procious. She's an American realist artist, and she's got the most whimsical, very fun still life in oil. Eat, drink, and be merry. So they're cocktails, they're classic vegetables, peanut butter and jelly, beer and peanuts. The subject matter is just very whimsical and fun, but it's painted like the old world masters.
It really.
And she's very
I
talented.
noticed it back there. I noticed the little Debbie zebra cakes.
The little Debbie zebra cakes.
Caught my eye.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
I
did a
really
Chattanooga
love it.
whiskey a long time ago. They ended up selling the Hunter Museum, picked it for their Spectrum art show. And that was that's a fundraiser that we support through the Hunter Museum every year. But there's she just has so many local, historic, nostalgic things. We had moon pies. We've had the whole line of Little Debbies. Right now we have some petit fours and some macarons still
That's
in the
fantastic.
dessert area, but
Yes.
but we still have a whiskey sour and a cocktail and an aviation martini, I believe, in the collection
Wow.
for those that like a fun cocktail
Yeah.
painting.
Yes, I love them.
Yeah.
So what are your hours and times that you're? I mean, that's obviously the same thing. What are your hours that people can come and visit?
So I'm the only employee, small business owner. We haven't been able, since we moved to the downtown city center, rent and everything's a lot more expensive, but it's been really good for our artists because we have more foot traffic. I love the South Side, and I send everybody over there to eat dinner. There's billions of wonderful chefs and restaurants and things to do, and lots of nighttime entertainment. But that's why we moved to the city center downtown, is because the business shifted. There just wasn't a lot of traffic during the day at all, and people, when they're going to dinner, they might kill some time while they're waiting on dinner tables to look at art and love it.
Yeah.
But they're not taking a piece of art to dinner.
Sure.
Same thing with the Tivoli. The Tivoli's been excellent for us, but people will come in and before their show, but they're not taking a piece of art to the Tivoli to their event.
Right.
They may come back the next day, they may not. But our locals now know we've moved because they've been going to events at the Tivoli again. And so that's been good for us in this location with our local audience and local collectors. But so the question was, I just totally steered off because I'm a squirrel.
That's okay. We all are.
I'm a squirrel. But yeah, so we moved here on the south side to be more in the mainstream of everything that's going on. We're right in the middle of the business district. We're right in the middle of the convention district. And then we have the first Friday each month from 6 to 8 p.m. Our regular gallery hours are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Okay.
And that's so that I can make sure that I'm available for people that are thinking over something, and a lot of galleries aren't open on Mondays. So I find that people that really like art, that find me, I'm the only local artist. I just gave that secret away. I'm the only, one of the few local galleries that are open on Mondays. So people like to,
that's
people
good to know.
find us because we're open on Mondays.
Yeah.
And then I am happy to come down for an appointment. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I may be in my house in lounging clothes doing bookwork and things. But I have a note on the door that says, seriously, if you're only in town Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, call this phone number. You can set up an appointment. I'm happy to come down and meet you because
Great.
I want our local artists to have a chance to sell their work.
Fantastic.
So you can get in touch with us.
All right, great. So this today and then every first Friday you have an event with local artists and
From 6 to 8 p.m. It's an open house.
Perfect. Well, we'll make sure to share that, and they can also find you online
Yes.
at area61gallery.com,
.com.
and then also 721 Broad Street. You heard it here. If you're looking for art, please come and visit. If you are living in Chattanooga or visiting, please come check it out. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me come
Thanks,
in.
Tanya.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care.
Bye-bye.